I've passed my humiliation ritual with all honors, with flying colors. But the only difference between my humiliation ritual and a lot of others is I was walking with God the whole time. Being deeply rooted in prayer, deeply in search of answers, and deeply rooted and grounded in the palms of his hands through the process of this whole humiliation ritual.
Do you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Whoever made that complex list, I just want to let you know something, man. Your ass need to go do rock and roll or some other shit. I swear to God, 21, 18 platinum, 6 or 7 gold. Go look at the certifications. Let me know who beat me, bruh.
Katt's been calling out Hollywood's dark secrets for years, but this time he's putting Choppa right in the spotlight. He's hinting that Choppa's sudden rise to fame came with a serious price tag, and not just the kind you pay in dollars. If what Katt's suggesting is true, then that whole spiritual awakening image Choppa keeps pushing might be more smoke and mirrors than self-growth. People online are already buzzing, saying Katt might be exposing the real reason behind Choppa's transformation. And it's got everyone side-eyeing the industry harder than ever. The talk about humiliation rituals started going viral again after fans noticed how predictable the fame cycle is. Every time a new artist blows up, something embarrassing, weird, or completely out of character suddenly happens, and the internet instantly screams, "See, they made him do it." It's like folks are piecing together the same story over and over, and now even mainstream media can't ignore it anymore. They've started reporting on how this phrase, humiliation ritual, has become the universal label for anything that feels off, staged, or just plain disturbing. There's this eerie energy floating around, like paranoia mixed with real evidence. Fame doesn't reward pure skill anymore. It rewards shock value. You can be the most talented artist out there, but if you're not doing something outrageous, it's like you don't exist. People gotta act wild, pull off stunts, or do something that looks straight up twisted just to stay trending. Look at Lil Nas X when he dropped Montero, Call Me By Your Name, followed it up with J. Christ, and then that wild Satan shoe collab with MSC Chef. The whole world went into meltdown. Critics were calling it evil, conservatives labeled it demonic, and the conspiracy crowd said, "That's another ritual right there."
I wanted to not necessarily apologize, but I wanted to explain like where my head at and where it's been for like the last week. So first of all, when I did the artwork, I knew like there would be some upset people or whatnot, simply because, you know, religion is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people. But I also didn't mean to like mock. This wasn't like a to you people, to the Christians, like, you know, it was not that. It was literally me saying, oh, I'm back.
Then you got Sam Smith and Kim Petras at the 2023 Grammys. People still can't stop talking about that performance. Red latex, devil horns, flames everywhere. It looked straight out of some underground ceremony. When they performed Unholy, social media went wild. People were literally rebuking their TVs, saying it felt more like a ritual than a music act. The conspiracy crowd was screaming, "Mission complete," while even casual fans admitted the whole thing looked dark and theatrical in a way that didn't sit right. It wasn't just art. It looked like a statement, and not the kind people wanted to see on live television. And now Shaboozey's getting dragged into this same storm. Fresh off his breakout fame and that flashy Met Gala debut, the internet is already labeling him the newest recruit. Dude pulled up wearing layers of pearls and this gender-fluid high fashion look that had everyone talking nonstop. Within hours, TikTok and YouTube were flooded with humiliation ritual breakdowns. People pausing frames like detectives, analyzing his outfit piece by piece as if it was coded proof. One user commented, "Hollywood turned him out." Another added, "Bro went from masculine to feminine in less than a year." Others in the streets were whispering, saying he looked that way on purpose, that maybe it was his turn to play along to keep his rise going. And that's become the new twisted narrative. If a star wants to climb higher, they gotta prove they're loyal by doing something wild, offbeat, or downright embarrassing. Fans swear it's never random. There's always a pattern.
It's public humiliation, okay? I don't give a anymore. I'm not afraid of it because I've had plenty.
One day they're normal, next thing you know, they're showing up in outfits that look like secret codes. It's like fame comes with a hidden checklist now. But here's the question that keeps everyone asking. Why humiliation? Out of all the ways to initiate someone into fame, why choose something that breaks their image in public? Just when the whole humiliation ritual talk was starting to cool off, NLE Choppa came through and threw gasoline on the fire. Out of nowhere, he dropped a YouTube video boldly titled, "I did a humiliation ritual and I passed." Like, he really said that out loud? No code words, no mystery, he just came out and claimed it. Fans were in total shock because most celebrities spend years denying this kind of stuff. And here's Choppa acting like it's a badge of honor. In the video, he didn't whisper or dodge the topic either. He said it with full confidence, almost bragging about it like he just unlocked a secret level of fame. He talked about how he passed with flying colors, like it was some kind of divine test meant to prove if he was built for the spotlight or not. The way he told it, this wasn't just about surviving the industry.
And I felt like that day, I kind of released a small bit of it. And I think in the process of me releasing that, that was the first time in a long time you kind of seen that glimpse of me. But when I recorded the first video that I made of me passing my humiliation ritual, I say that to say I was extremely angry. I was not calm.
It was about earning your place by going through something deep, painful, and public. Then came the twist that made people even more confused. Choppa claimed he did his ritual while walking with God. He said he prayed, meditated, and kept his faith strong through the whole process. That line had everyone scratching their heads because it didn't match the usual dark image that comes with those ritual rumors. People were straight up baffled when Choppa said that. They were like, wait, how are you calling something a ritual that's meant to embarrass and break you down, but also saying it's holy? That contradiction alone sent social media into full chaos. Comment sections exploded with confusion, memes, and deep dive videos trying to decode what he really meant. Some folks said he was trolling, others thought he was speaking in riddles, but everyone agreed. Something about it didn't add up. Then, instead of clearing it up, Choppa doubled down. He popped up in another clip, acting like he'd conquered the whole industry, bragging that he was the best, like he'd just passed some secret initiation. The confidence was wild. He spoke like someone who knew he'd done what others were too scared to admit. But then, a few days later, he suddenly switched his tone, saying he wasn't himself when he said all that. That flip had fans convinced something behind the scenes was going on, like he'd gotten a little too real and someone told him to tone it down. And right there, people started connecting the dots, seeing the same exact cycle play out over and over again. Blow up, do something humiliating, claim it's spiritual growth, and then act like it never happened. That's the same cycle Katt Williams warned about years ago. He wasn't just making jokes, he was laying out a blueprint that people didn't want to believe at the time.
You know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
In his sit-down with Shannon Sharpe, Katt even dropped a bombshell. He said he was offered $50 million 4 separate times just to play along with Hollywood's darker side. He claimed the deal came with strings attached. Attend secret parties, keep your mouth shut, and fall in line with what he called the DL madness. But Katt said no way. And that's exactly what separates Katt from the rest. He's not afraid to speak what everyone else whispers about. This man's been exposing Hollywood's dark side since way before most of these young rappers even had their first chain. Back then, people thought he was just clowning, cracking jokes for attention, but nah, those were straight up warnings. Every wild thing he said years ago is unfolding right in front of our eyes now. And it's eerie how accurate he's been. What's crazy is that most people ignored him because they didn't want to face the truth, that the game might actually be that dirty. Now, when you look at it, the whole system feels like a formula. You want fame, you gotta pay a price. Whether it's your soul, your morals, or something or someone you can't get back, there's always a trade-off. People say it's part of the deal. Cross a certain line, and there's no turning back. And it's not just a few names getting side-eyed. Even the biggest icons aren't safe from the whispers. You hear the same stories tied to Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rihanna, and even Doja Cat. Claims of initiations or symbolic sacrifices made to climb higher in the game. Fans online swear they've spotted patterns, certain performances, hand signs, cryptic lyrics, all adding to the mystery. And when somebody dares to talk about it, the industry moves quick. They're either called crazy, unstable, or falling off. That's the trick. Make the truth sound like madness so no one takes it seriously. Just look at Kanye. For years, he's been shouting about sacrifices, control, and the puppet strings running behind the music scene. He said it straight out. That fame came with a cost, and even hinted his own mother's passing was part of that price. Whether people believe him or not, the fact he's still standing and saying it with his chest shows how deep this thing really goes. And when Kanye started speaking out, the industry turned on him fast. They blackballed him overnight, snatched away brand deals, canceled shows, cut business ties, and painted him as completely unstable. Every headline called him crazy, unfit, or off his meds.
That's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times, just to protect my integrity and that virgin I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
It wasn't just about silencing him. It felt like a warning to anyone else thinking about doing the same. Some folks even claimed that behind the scenes, the industry tried to shut him down for good, allegedly feeding him heavy doses of lithium to keep him quiet and under control. Whether you believe it or not, that story scared a lot of people straight. It showed exactly why so many stars keep their mouths shut, even when they know the truth. That's the real reason folks don't talk. They've seen what happens when you do. You go from superstar to unstable in record time. One wrong word and suddenly your career's done, your brand deals vanish, and the world starts treating you like a cautionary tale instead of a legend. But even with all that silence, the patterns keep showing up. Every single time someone reaches the top, whether it's music, acting, or fashion, something strange follows right after. Maybe it's a public embarrassment, a bizarre performance, a viral scandal, or an outfit so shocking it turns into a meme overnight. And those same moments always feel like a ritual to fans watching closely. Now, of course, not everyone buys into that theory. Some people say all this weird stuff is just performance art, part of the high fashion avant-garde culture. They say the horns, dresses, gender-fluid styles, and religious imagery are just artistic expression, not secret symbolism. And maybe, yeah, sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's just art pushing boundaries. But here's what keeps the conversation alive, the changes that come after. A lot of these artists start acting different once those performances happen. Their vibe shifts, their speech, their energy, their fashion. It's like a switch flips, and they're not the same person who started their career. The clothes get stranger, the interviews sound off, and their message changes completely. Fans notice it right away. And the thing that really gets people talking, it's always got some kind of gender-bending or anti-traditional tone, stuff that feels too symbolic to be a coincidence. That's why the streets are watching closely now, because the patterns just keep repeating and nobody can explain why. Because when a rapper who built his name off street anthems suddenly shows up dressed like a gothic priest wrapped in latex, you can't help but wonder, what's really happening behind those closed doors? That's the exact kind of moment Katt Williams has been warning about for years. He's been saying it plain. The fame game comes with rules, and those rules ain't free. You either play along, let them mold you into their image, or you fade out like you never existed. It's either play the clown, do what they say, or disappear completely. That's why when NLE Choppa proudly said he passed his ritual, it hit different. It wasn't just some random flex. It sounded like another layer peeled back from this secret game the industry's been playing forever. Fans didn't let it slide either. The online community came alive with theories, calling him out, decoding every word and move. One viral comment said, the humiliation ritual was him dressing queer, making us think he switched sides, and suddenly pushing the LGBT message. Y'all better read between the lines. That line had people shook, thinking maybe he was hinting at selling his soul to fit the system's mold. Another comment that really hit hard said, you can't run with the devil and God at the same time. That one summed up exactly how divided people felt, half saying he's trolling for views, the other half believing he's knee-deep in the dark side of fame. Either way, his actions and words made everyone start connecting dots between faith, fame, and control. So now the big question stands, did NLE Choppa really pass his way into superstardom through some hidden ritual? Or is he just another young artist caught in Hollywood's twisted cycle of humiliation and manipulation? And if that's the case, does it prove Katt Williams was right all along, that the industry breaks people down piece by piece just to own them? Either way, this story's got layers and fans can't stop digging. So drop your thoughts below, because this one cuts deep and might just expose more than we're ready to handle. And if you're really here for the raw truth, the unfiltered stories, and that wild, untamed drama the industry tries to hide, don't even think about scrolling away. This is where the real talk lives, where the secrets spill and the masks come off. You already know things are only getting deeper from here, and the next video's got even more madness waiting for you. So stay tuned, don't miss out, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe if you're rocking with the truth. Share it with your people too, because once you see what's coming next, you'll want everyone tuned in for it.